Well, that wasn't very... Oh, I guess that's my fault. Because I was thinking to myself, I gotta get adjusted here. Sweater's in the way. First live stream in a couple of years. And I was just standing there. Or actually, I was sitting, rather. It actually wasn't too complicated for me to start streaming again. But I did have to do a couple of things in the settings. Anyways, as the story goes when it comes to live streams, I got the camera and the ring light in the goddamn way. I can't even see the chat. Top chat? What does top chat mean versus all messages are... Yeah, let's do live chat. And I have no idea what I just did there. I keep moving my head off to the side because it's just been so damn long since I've done this. The chat... Yeah, it's because it's all the way to the right of the screen. Like a little column, in case you're wondering. Yeah, so I thought I would try this again, mainly because it's been a while. I got the nicer camera, the nicer light, and all that sort of stuff. I didn't have that before. Plus, it's really no different than when I just do a regular recording, because it's the same amount of people. There's just usually a couple. Oh, see, there's that weird thing again. You see that at the top left? There's that weird UI thing. It looks like a tiny little circle. I'm going to go ahead and actually close the game. Start it back up and see if that gets rid of it, because it normally does. Yeah, streams are one of those weird things too, where sometimes it takes a while to warm up and get one person. It's just that there's a concurrent viewer in here. The funny thing is, that concurrent viewer is me. Because for the longest time when I was on Twitch, streaming hundreds, thousands of hours. However, I don't even want to know how many hours I got into Twitch. Never made a nickel, not even a penny. But for the longest time it showed concurrent viewer 1, and then I found out it was just me. Really, that's what it was. Yeah, it needs to tell me my I don't give a shit about the error. About my resolution. It's so that it's a little bit better, because live streams are always going to be shittier than a regular upload. Because of the compression and all that sort of stuff, right? To retain that integrity, see? That icon, that weird half-moon thing at the top left is gone. Alright. I'm just going to play the game. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. I should have looked it up first. I just realized I almost botched myself here. I have to look for the clues, and I actually don't know how to do this without looking it up. Let me see here. The officers. It's 11 o'clock on a Sunday. There could be a person, eventually, at some point. The officers in the coast of Africa and Ziwa Kubwa remain trusting and unaware of any subterfuge. I have much to share. Please seek out the sunken gold mine. That's a different map, by the way, because at first I thought that was like the back of the map. It's not, because it shows at the bottom right tracking, which means that that is the map here. Yeah, this one here, sorry. Okay, now I can open up the map, look at stuff, and pretend like I know what I'm doing, which I don't. So for this live stream, I may not even bother trying to do the quest, because I don't know what the quest is. I don't know where it is I'm supposed to go. Sunken gold mine. The officers in the coast of Africa. Well, I mean, I can try looking at the map. I mean, this is the coast of Africa, after all. It's probably... You know what I mean? Like, somewhere in there. It's probably not here. Ambush. The huge heist in the open seas went Ari. Keep an eye out. Look for clues. Oh, see, Ziwa Kubwa. That's all a part of the coast of Africa. So, actually, I can't even talk properly. I have been here before. So what I'm going to do is perhaps start off with going around here, because that's a location that I haven't like quite discovered. And then I'll try to, I almost said pilot around. It's more like sailing around and see what happens from there. So let's just go ahead and fast travel. Yeah, that's the other thing with streams, is sometimes they can be incredibly slow, in the sense that I'm 5 minutes into the stream and it's just now that I'm starting to kind of play and see what's going on. I'm going to manage my cargo. Commodities, there are none. Okay. So this I'm going to clean up, just to kind of get out of the way, because we don't need all this food and stuff like that. Mortar bombs. Got a lot of those. I tend to hold on to my commodities because those are predominantly used for selling. Everything else here, it's just like I don't need it. It's just the cargo, right? You cannot store. Okay, well, whatever then. So what, it just canceled everything? Jesus Christ. Can't move a map over. Who the hell eats grilled bananas? Seriously. But that's my main cannonballs. That's my mortar bombs. I need those. Gotta redo this all over again. Make sure you don't click on a map, because apparently you can't do that. You learn something new every day. I'm going to go ahead and transfer that to the warehouse. Good. Finally set sail. It says there's 3 people in here. Now, I do believe that there's 3 people. Sometimes I have the power to summon 3 people into my streams. Because when there's literally nobody in here, what ends up happening is it actually tells you a 0 in the concurrent viewers. Oh, I got a like. Miracles do happen. Whereas on Twitch, if you see 1, it means nothing. It means your lonely jabroni ass is on its own, and you're the only person that is watching you. It's yourself. And Twitch feels so bad for you that it's like, you know what? We're going to put a 1 in there. We're going to make it look like somebody gives a shit about him when, in fact, nobody does. And it took me like 6 months to clue that in, because every time I would stream, I'd be like, who is this mystery watcher that never talks? I found out it was me. I thought that was actually pretty funny. Me personally. Unless we see anything like really, really like, oh my god, in terms of loot on the ships, I'm not really going to go for it. Not at all. And again, for these streams, which are very odd maybe for some people. Oh wow, miracles do happen. I got to slow down before I crash. See, it showed up at the very bottom of the screen. I made it, but I'm in a painfully loud studio for another 20 minutes. Oh, okay. Music studio? Should I type that? Because he just said it's loud. Maybe if I scream at the top of my lungs, he can hear me, but he probably can't because I have a limiter. Because I care about my viewers, or my viewer ears. I can scream at the top of my lungs and it wouldn't actually get any louder in your ears. It's called a limiter. Oh, nice. Do you play a musical instrument? I play guitar. I didn't know you were into that stuff. 2 years it's been. It'll be almost 2 years in a couple of months to the day almost since I've been live streaming. And from what you can tell from the amount of people in here, that's why I did that. Oh, you do play guitar? Well, sweet holy pineapple. You learn something new every day. I play guitar. I don't know if you knew that. I don't talk about it or play the guitar on YouTube. Nothing really exciting to show the world. Are you like in a band and you like record and stuff like that? Nadizzi apparently is a banana. Is the word banana copyrighted? I don't know. I'm probably sure there's some sort of historical thing, or maybe it's similar to a banana, and it's not actually a banana. I'm just grabbing everything. This might, again, look boring, and I get it. You're on the ship, and every 2 seconds I just stop. But you need to gather resources in order to craft and cook and the likes. And if I just go, piss on it, well, I wouldn't be where I am now with the ship that I have, so on and so forth, right? Plus, it showcases the game, too, as to how the gameplay loop may look. No, nothing to do with my music. It's ridiculously poorly made. Oh, okay. I gotcha. I sometimes, for the fun of it, record, you know, like a guitar riff or a little rhythm or something like that. And then I'll play it back in a loop. And then I'll just, like, practice my leads and stuff like that. I promise you, the whole stream is not going to have to do with talking about guitars and picking up bananas. This is why my streams get 5 views each. It's okay. You got to be able to poke fun at it. Trust me, by now, and you would know this. I don't think anybody else is in here, but you have to have tough skin to do this. Especially when you stream for a good 2-3 years straight, 6-7 hours a day, and you never get more than 5 views, and somebody comes in and goes, how come there's only 3 people in here? Because only 3 people gave a shit to come in. It's as simple as that. They're coming in as if I wasn't aware. Oh, fuck, I thought I was as popular as Taylor Swift. Shit. Thank you for letting me know there's only 2-3 people in here. Okay, let's keep going straight. Again, I am just trying to find the agent's clues, and I'm trying to do so in a fashion where maybe I'll discover it on my own without looking it up on Google. All right, maybe for a minute after this, once I get there. I've never had this much wood, this much everything to just collect. It's like every 2 seconds there's a pause, there's a pause. Actually, you know what I just realized? It's a good thing I called it a chatting live stream, but this is a joke, by the way. Cody, you're supposed to be my moderator. I had it on my computer, and it wasn't actually showing the game. It's a good thing I caught that 10-13 minutes in. Jesus. Pineapple. That's it. Well, you didn't miss out on anything because, truthfully, actually, I won't feel bad. I'm going to backpedal, and I'm going to find an excuse for my incompetence. This is why I don't stream. I'm not even streaming the goddamn game. What is the first word in the title of this live stream? Game and chat. Not... Well, actually, I guess it does say game first, but the point is, it's predominantly about chatting. But yes, I did screw up. I was looking at my screen. I was like, why is it showing me that screen? Now we're actually in the game. Must have been wondering what the hell I was doing. I'm just sitting, talking, showing off a black screen. Yeah, so this right here, the constant stop and go, this game's not always like that unless you're like really desperate for just gathering. So what I try to normally do sometimes is just do the abandoned shipwrecks, kick the shit out of people, and then with all the silver that I get as I'm playing and I hit up all the ports, I just buy the materials that I actually need. That's what I tend to do. Yeah, for now, I think I'm just gonna say forget it. Try to discover this area here. So now we finally know what this is. Or do we? Oh. We got someone that thinks they're tough shit. Well, you know what? I'm gonna fucking ram into them. Yeah, that's right. How do you like me now? Come on. Wow, they're really getting aggressive, aren't they? There, firebomb those bastards. And they're done. Just like that. Now, when you're doing combat... Seriously, you were getting attacked. And now you're just... Who the hell's shooting me? I must have... I'm on your side, you dumb schmucks. Oh well, whatever. I'll explain something in a moment. As to why I'm constantly, like, going in and out of the camera. No one's asked me this yet, but I wouldn't be surprised if someone's wondered about it. Shipwrecks I will never skip on. They're such a good way to get just loot in general. Yeah, I must have accidentally hit someone and it made them hostile. Okay, so this is what I wanted to share with you really quick. So when I'm playing or anybody's playing, right? You're playing this game. If I'm facing forward, you see that little white circle reticle thingy and the people there that are about to shoot the cannons in the front? Now I let go. Now if I turn the camera past a certain angle, past that white dotted line that you actually see going down the screen. Once I cross that line, I'm now going over to the other cannon. Just like that. Okay? Now I'm using my side cannons. Now I'm using my front cannons. However, sometimes in the heat of battle, all your weapons, your front, your back, your left, and your right, they're all on different timers. You can't just keep boom, 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 consecutively keep shooting from the same side. But if you go from the front, bang, then you turn sideways and you shoot again, bang, you can do that. And sometimes when you have a ship lined up and you're shooting them from the front from afar, like this, let's say, and you go to turn, it doesn't always work. I found that this camera, even though you could change it, is a little bit slower. So sometimes I just go boom, and then I turn boom. So that's why the constant back and forth, if anybody even gives a shit to wonder. Because it could be a little bit annoying, there's no doubt. Same with, like, constantly looking at the map. It's because I want to know where the hell I am, right? That's why I do that. No, nobody asked you to sing. Now, what's interesting about that ship is all the white stuff that's fluffing around. It looks like confetti. Normally, that doesn't happen. Oh, maybe that's why. Okay. Because there was a quest item in there. Cool. I'm going to look at the map. Because remember what we're doing here, right? Now, I don't know what this yellowish zone is, to be honest with you. I don't know what that means, if that means that maybe your map thing is supposed to be in here. But ultimately, what I am trying to do is read the treasure map. Let's do that one more time. I mean, it does show you the map, technically speaking. Off the coast of Africa. So if I have a moment to look, not that there's anybody in here, I don't think. Oh, 1 second. I'm live streaming Skull and Bones right now on YouTube. Okay, speaking of guitar and stuff like that, that's actually my friend, one of the few people I keep contact with that I've known since 1991. And I started playing guitar with him. He was just like, hey, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm live streaming. Really? No, he's not going to come. He's like, fuck that. He hears me babble hours a day. He doesn't need to hear me flapping my gums on YouTube on top of that. Okay, so if I look at this map and there's kind of like a pattern there of like those rocks off to the side, then what you can try and hopefully do, I think I found it. I think I did, and I'm so proud of myself. This right there, that little bastard, I am going to... Yeah, I'm just going to turn around and then turn left. That's what I'm going to do. So I found it. I'm pretty convinced that's what happened. Maybe someday I'll get back into streaming a little bit more often, even if nobody comes, for the sake of consistency. It's something to do. I do enjoy it. If I didn't enjoy it, I wouldn't keep doing it. But I may try to come up at some point when the time is right. It might not be for a while, but it might be sooner than you think, where I come up with a schedule and I try to stick to it rather than just out of the blue. Boom, 2 years later, out of nowhere, 11 a.m. on a Sunday, live streaming. Then all of a sudden, boom, supper time in June. You know what I mean? Like, but even when I was consistent every day streaming at the same time, to be perfectly honest, that did nothing. It did absolutely jack shit. I had a lot of fun moments during my streams. You know what I mean? Like, I would get the same regular people that would come in. The same, like, you know, about half a dozen people. Maybe up to 10. Generally not at the same time, though. And people from all over the world, which was actually really cool. I had a guy from Africa, a girl from Japan, someone from Australia, one in England. Literally, like, worldwide. And it was so cool because then everybody... Not that there was like 1,000 people in here, but just because of the fact that it was such a small stream with such a small group, and it's always the same 5, 6, up to maybe 10 people, you end up remembering, you know what I mean, who those people are, right? Could you imagine trying to keep up and have the people amongst the stream chat amongst themselves with somebody like Mr. Beast or PewDiePie? You'd never be able to do it. Or Asmongold, one of my favorite streamers of all time. You can't keep up with someone like that, or Dr. Disrespect. Because the chat is going so fast, it'll give you a seizure just trying to keep up with it. You can't do it. But at that point, it doesn't matter. I mean, in a parallel universe, if I was that popular, I would probably just, unfortunately, have to almost ignore the chat. Whereas now we can poke fun at it, take a look at the chat, and find out why it's so easy for me to remember the people that come in. Right? Exactly. So it's more fun to have a more mellow, laid-back stream like this, where the streamer's not always screaming and trying a little too hard. But financially, this blows, though, obviously, right? But it's not always about the money, because if it was, man, I would have quit after the first 10 streams when I realized that I'm just not pulling in the numbers, right? So again, this can look very boring, like I said, especially when you're trying to farm. But it's just so important. But overall, I really do enjoy this game. Like I said, I'm already closing in to nearly 50 hours. Haven't really done much in the game. I've done a couple of missions, just kind of cruise around, get a feel for the game and whatnot. Made some videos, couple guides on some basic stuff, right? And that was pretty much it. But for action, for just for just jumping in rather, and dumping a bunch of cannonballs into enemy ships, you'll get into the action much quicker with this game than you would the likes of Sea of Thieves, which is hard for people to stop talking about that game, and rightfully so. Both pirate games, you're sailing the open seas. Naturally, people are going to draw some comparisons to them. They're more alike than comparing, a wrestling game to a golf game, right? They're both sports, but they're not even remotely closely the same. Although some could argue that this game and Sea of Thieves are wildly different, and they are. But anyways, I did play it some yesterday. I had some fun. It was on sale, and I subscribed to a month of Xbox Live because I normally just don't do that because it's not my main console of choice. I only bought it for some exclusives that are on there. To be honest, this one, I'll probably leave it up on my channel. I am tempted to delete the stream after, just because it took me like 13 minutes to clue in that I wasn't even streaming the game. That's so bad. Amateur. You'd think after all the streaming I've been doing, I would know. Oh, this is a place we can actually disembark at. So this is an outpost we can fast travel to, is essentially what that means. Excellent.
Come on.
Let us see a couple of things. Kalinikos Flame. This blueprint. Recipe modified sea fire. Exceptional at rendering ships vulnerable to crew attacks. No. We're not going to do that. We'll go to commodities. It's not much, but it's something. 1,000. It adds up after a while. How long have I been streaming? Oh, wow. It's already almost been a half hour. And, again, dead as shit. But I get that, right? I totally get it. Trust me. I am probably going to end the stream relatively soon. Just because I'm probably just going to focus on making regular uploads, right? Because the actual quality of the video you'll actually see will be much higher than the stream, right? Now that we're here, it is somewhere... Well, let's take a look at the map again. Yeah, it's kind of near a crab on a rock somewhere west of there. So crab on a little bit to the left. Let's just go up here. Something will glow anyways. Let's see if I can find where this thing is that we're looking for. Watch me take 20 minutes just to find out where it is. Knowing my luck, that'll be the case. Let's cook up these 104 bananas. Again, stamina is important. You could be thinking, well, you're not jogging, you're not running, you're not Ben Johnson or Carl Lewis. You're not Michael Phelps, the human flipper. Dolphin, whatever he's nicknamed. But when you're sprinting on your ship, it takes a lot of energy from your crew to be. Don't ask. So what you do is you feed them cooked bananas, and then all of a sudden, they're doing good. And you're able to keep going. We're looking for a rock with a crab on it. Jump off? No, you cannot do that. So with something like this, you don't have to pay particularly too close attention to anything. Because like I said, when you're near it, see how there's a rock with a symbol on it? We're looking for crabs. You don't want the crabs, but you want a crab on the rock. And not on your... Anyways, let's never mind that. We don't want to get canceled. I need those extra 5 views on my channel. I have no idea where I'm going. I know what I'm doing, though. I know which general vicinity I should be in. I just don't know exactly where I'm going. And I really don't want to have to look it up because I'm fucking lazy. And it's part of the exploration. Okay, so what I'm going to do... I don't know what I'm going to do. Oh, there's some crabs there at my feet. Not the kind that I want, though. Maybe there's a path this way? No, there is not. No, there's no path there. I did go up that way, and I was just over here. I know that. I just want to make sure. That's the last time I ran, and there was like a path right here that I blew by, and I didn't even realize it was there. Nothing there. Wonder if it's in the elevator. There's like a tunnel thing. There's like a something here. I don't know what it is. I bet you it's up there somehow. But I don't know how to get up there. That's why I have to carefully look at every... No, I've already been down there. But is there another... No, there's no path down there. Oh, it looks like I may have found it. Or another place I haven't been to yet. There's the crab. You see it right there? Boom. That's what I was talking about. See, this feels good. I didn't look that shit up on Google. Just like that. That can pretty much conclude the stream. Because in the end, I did it. Stamina boost. Alright. So now with that, we can go back over here. Sink Skurlock's Trader. Okay, so first of all, what quest was I doing? The sink or swim is that one. That's for the helm. This is actually for the main story. And I will go. Why is it showing me? Find an extra... Oh, I see, because we got the clue. I got you. I'm sorry. Okay. Okay, that makes more sense. Okay, so I do have to go here. Okay. Let me go and mark it. I could fast travel here. But that starts to get expensive. Yeah, you know what? I'll just do it anyways, because I just kind of want to speed this up a little bit. Okay, so we are here. But I do believe we have to leave the dock and go in this direction. And then after that, I am pretty certain, for obvious reasons, that I will end the stream. Set sail. Yeah. And to be honest, even if there was a lot of people, about a half hour to an hour is only about as long as I really want to stream. If I had like thousands of people, I mean shitballs, I would probably stream all frickin' day. But, gotta be humble in realizing that for me, that ship has sailed. Or sunk. It never even took off. It didn't sink, it never even left the port. So we'll grab these here, then I'll head off quickly over to the quest location. I'd rather harvest and farm while I'm playing than having to go out and actively do it when I'm pinched. That looks like a big wreck. Let's zoom in and see. Hopefully nobody else looted it. Yeah, somebody... yeah, somebody did loot it. Because there's no, like, glitter, shiny glitter, emitting from the ship, so it means that somebody looted it. We'd have to wait a little bit for it to respawn, for the little goblin to come in. I want to check something out really quick. Yeah, no, microphone bubbles are good. All right. No. I keep turning off the shanty, whatever it's called. I never asked for it. Finally done. How's the gameplay? Good. Oh. Speaking of the gameplay. See, it's got a white outline around its health. No. Watch this shit. Come get some. With the mortar, bitch. Oh, that kind of definitely hurts. Oh, get closer. Oh, we're gonna get closer. Don't you worry about a thing. And then that's their weak spot right there. Have you played this game? Like, did you try the open beta? See how there's glitter now in the boat? Kind of like shimmers a little bit. That means we can open it. Yeah, so I'm just about to turn in a quest. I don't know if you were paying attention. I'm not going to be expecting you to be paying attention when you were doing your studio stuff there. I didn't even realize something. Oh my god. The ship I just sunk was my quest. I just thought it was a random ship. I was like, oh, okay. That was not the case, so I did finish it. This one I'm going to kill just because I know people are morbid. And for the 1 or 2 people that are in here, they want to see chaos, mayhem, and destruction. Boom! We're gonna board the ship. Trying to make it a little entertaining. Because there's been a lot of back and forth, and for the first 13 minutes, we weren't even looking at the game. No, I'm a Black Flag and Sea of Thieves guy to the... Oh, did you hear me earlier? About 5 minutes ago, I did buy Sea of Thieves. I play Sea of Thieves. I'm not good at Sea of Thieves. I play the calm seas, the safe seas, with no PvP, because I'm a noob like that. I save my PvP for Call of Duty and World of Warcraft. I heard they removed the glorious finishers from Assassin's Creed. Glorious finishers? I don't even know what that means. You know what? I'm going to go to this port and then fast forward. How's that? I've heard they removed the glorious finishers. Oh, you mean in this game? The finishers that were in Black Flag have been removed from initial introduction to this game? Because I don't remember much about Black Flag, to be perfectly honest with you. I remember the game, but not all the details, nor what was once going to be implemented in this game and then removed later. I don't know nothing about it. I just know that Sea of Thieves is a great game. It's fun. But for me, little bit harder to get into solo, I find. For obvious reasons that you would know, or for anybody that's ever played Sea of Thieves, you would know. I'm not talking about the PvP, because there's now a non-PvP PvE exclusive mode. It's a little bit limited, but it's still pretty damn good. Actually, I'll probably highlight that now that we're talking about Sea of Thieves in this game. I play Sea of Thieves with my lads every weekend. Oh, nice, since it's cross-platform. Oh, with PC. We could help you make money on Safer Season. Yeah, I mean, that would be fun, because I do like these games. Now I'm going to very nicely share my ups and downs quickly of both this game, things I like about this game and things I don't like about this game, and then Sea of Thieves from my initial couple of hours into each game. I did play Sea of Thieves a couple of times when it was on Game Pass throughout the years. And it's really easy for somebody to be like, ooh, I don't know about this game for single player. Because actually I didn't want to do that. Let me go back to my ship so I can better explain what I wanted to say while I'm here. So in this game, what I like is the fact that it's maybe more accessible. Is that the proper word? Accessible? So for example, I'm here right now. Sea of Thieves. Jesus Christ. Skull and Bones. Right? I've got a third-person view. I've got a first-person view. Great. Good for me. At will. Can't do that in Sea of Thieves. No, I'm not saying that's a good thing, a bad thing. It's not a knock on the game. It's just an actual factual observation. Another thing I really like about this game is at the click of a button, sail halfway up or halfway down. Second out of third speed, full-blown speed. Oh, now I can drop the anchor. All at the push of a button. I want to shoot. Boom. Boom. Just like that. All sides. Sea of Thieves, with all due respect, you have to leave the wheel, and you have to manually walk over to the cannon. You have to manually walk over to the cord and let the sail down and pick how high or low it's going to be. Again, not saying it's a bad thing, not saying it's a good thing, but it is its thing. It's a completely different type of gameplay. It brings different types of excitement and adrenaline-filled moments. So to give you an example, in Sea of Thieves yesterday, I had a ship that was circling me and some kind of shark. Hey, Brian, give me 1 second, sorry, just before I lose my train of thought. Yeah, so let's say this is Sea of Thieves, and I'm like this, and I was like, oh shit, something's coming. And now I gotta shoot somebody off to my left. I had to let go of the wheel. I had to go to my anchor manually back there, drop the anchor, because you can't slow down your ship on your own from the wheel before I crash into the island, and then literally water would fill the boat. Now you got to grab planks. You got to repair your ship, right? Now you got to grab a bucket, grab the water, literally dump it out of the ship. Now I got to manually run over to the cannon and start shooting the ship. Oh, he's no longer there. Now he's there, and I got to let go of that cannon. I got to run over to the other cannon. Again, that's really cool in many ways. Whereas in this one here, I just hit 2 buttons. I can stop the ship and start shooting. You see what I mean? That's what I mean by this game's more accessible, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's a better game. Okay, sorry. Brian, if you're still in here. I probably lost him already. Do you know how to make my career? Do you know how to make a my career on my NBA? Do I know how to make a my career? I'm not too sure I know what you mean by if I know how to make a my career. That's the online portion of the game, right? I've never played that part of the game. So when I play my sports games, I just do, what would be deemed the franchise mode. I've never touched a my career. I mean, I tried it years ago just to say that I played it. That's the one with the my court or whatever, and you see all the real people, and then you're farming like VCs, the virtual coins, right? I literally know nothing about that stuff, unfortunately. I just kind of stick to what's included each year with each sports game. How do you edit your rosters and that kind of stuff? And, oh, can you play the game offline or online? You know what I mean? Like, in my opinion, I try to cover the most important aspects of the game briefly at a glance, and to just try to share with people whether or not I think the game is worth it. And then I kind of, with all due respect, just kind of dump it. Because once I've shared my thoughts on the game and go, yeah, you know, it's pretty good, but if you're on PC, it's a dumpster fire, you know, and then explain why it's a dumpster fire, because it's the same game as last gen, not current gen on PC. Because I made a video on that. Why is 2K23 on PC hot garbage? Because a lot of people will talk shit about any game, but they don't back up why it's shit or why it's good. And I try to balance out, you know what I mean, what's good, what's bad, and then let you decide whether or not the pros outweigh the cons, if that makes any sense. Yeah. Yeah, my career, a lot of people tend to play that game mode more than all the others, and that's the one that I just don't play. Because I like to play the whole team. I like to put all my favorite NBA players on the same team, and then just play against the computer. Because it kicks my ass pretty good anyways, you know what I mean? I don't need to do the my player stuff. It's fun, don't get me wrong. But speaking really quickly about my career, when you play franchise mode, you can lock it on to one player and essentially give yourself that my career feel, if that makes any sense. So that's what I sometimes like to do, so I could pick like any player that I enjoy, make them the position I want, put them on the team that I want. I can choose and change their ratings, and it's all free. That's the other reason I don't like the my career thing. It can sometimes have a pretty decent story mode, and it's nice to kind of climb through the ranks, but the fact that it's almost kind of not really pay to win, it's just kind of like, I don't know, man. So yeah, so that's why I don't touch that stuff. Same thing with the, is it equivalent to, you know, like the, all the EA games? What's that shit that people play all the time? Ultimate Team. Like Madden Ultimate Team, FIFA all that bullshit. I never touch any of that crap. It's just, I don't know. I just don't have the time. I'm all over the place covering hundreds of different games on YouTube and shit. That I just don't have time to delve into that because my channel's not like just focused on one game, right? If I was an NBA 2K exclusive channel, oh, I would probably force myself to talk about all aspects of the game, right? Because I'd be fishing for a reason to make a video on something different that I haven't covered already, right? But yeah. Alright, I'm going to fast travel here, turn in my quest, and then I'll kind of see what goes on there. May end the stream. I'll have to end it soon anyways, because I'm getting hungry. Just wanted to showcase this game because it's fairly new. Talk about Sea of Thieves. Oh, I totally missed what you said earlier, Cody. Sorry. I quadrupled my progress and made 2 million gold in 2 weeks over the past 4 years. I played it on and off, yeah. Yeah, I mean, like I said, the game's not for everyone, but it's definitely fun. I only paid like 20-something dollars Canadian for Sea of Thieves, and I thought it was pretty good.
Children in these parts will grow up on your legend.
All right. Submit. Done. I just kind of wanted to showcase the cutscenes, the voice acting, and all that. Briefly.
A long list of captains. Some of my best. Yet it covers only a fraction. More remain hidden. Karadec lays bait and the spineless oafs snap at it. I mean, there's no honor among thieves, but selling out to the French? They dig their own graves just to get a prettier tombstone. I'd bury the lot. But there won't be enough captains for the pirate round. Shulin will cut us off like a rotten limb.
Anyhow, I just wanted to, you know, for whoever's in here, like I said, that's usually the whole point of these streams, whether there's one person or 1,000. Yeah, right. To kind of talk about a game or two. In this case, I stuck to one game and just kind of literally just show it, kind of have like a live Q&A. That's never really worked out though, but it has a couple times where a person will happen to come in, whether I know them or not, and they'll ask me certain questions like, oh, can you show me the map? Can you show me the UI? Do you mind going to the settings, going to the audio, and letting me know what audio languages are available or whatever, right? And that's literally why I make these live streams, or at least used to on the daily, to try to be one of those people that you can come to amongst the many thousands of others out there to literally see if any game is literally worth your purchase. Because a lot of times you can think it's good and it sucks, and then sometimes you'll think it sucks and it's actually good. That's actually, for me personally, was the case with this game. I thought this game was a piece of shit. Every day that goes by and you look up the reviews, the scores just keep dropping. But then I tried the open beta, and even then I wasn't sold on it because I only got to play it for a couple hours. And I kind of wasn't hooked. I didn't get a sense of what the game was on the grand scope of things right off the gate. Right out of the gate. So I went, oof, 150 bucks Canadian, ching, pulled the trigger, bought it, and now I've already got almost 50 hours in. Right. Spare them for now. The pirate round brings coin. I'll kill the trader.
And with help, kill the fucks.
Hey.
But that leaves us wide open for Karadec to swoop in. My port
Mon petit Christ de tabarnak. It's a joke, but I am French for real. Je suis français. Ce n'est pas une blague. And this guy hates the French. Well, fuck this guy. Mange la merde, mon tabarnak.
Blade to my neck, while my own captain stabbed me in the back. Resist or not, they'll take it all. A glorious victory.
Anyways, you get the idea. He doesn't like the French. He wants me to go and kill all the traitors that are within the group.
Got an idea floating about in my head.
I'm not saying the story sucks. I think the voice acting is actually pretty decent.
I'll tell it to you soon. Just need to smooth over some details.
There's not like an actual story. It's fairly generic, but at least there is one. Right? So yeah. Oh, I'm greedy. Don't you worry about that. I mean, that's not exactly what the fuck I look like. With a black eye and some hair and a beard. But I gotta... Man, I'm starting to sweat. God damn. Alright, so what I'm gonna do now is do what I normally do. I'm gonna switch over... Because I normally only wear my glasses because the goddamn screen is over there so far. Right? And I got the window open. It's the middle of winter. I know this game could hook me on its mundane gameplay. No offense, Phil. I didn't make the game. Right? And that's what scares me. It would distract me from my other games, like the Division 2 did to me. Yeah. So that's a very real thing. I've played the Division. I've played... Look at Ark. I've sunk almost 600 hours in Ark since December. That's some crazy shit. A lot of these games are just that. They're time sinks. And I try not to play too many games because there's only so many hours in a day. And then you'll have, like Brian, perfect example. You'll have a random person come in a stream, come in an upload of any video. Because I'll have talked about that game. Or maybe I didn't, and they're just like, hey, how do you do this? How do you do that? And no offense to myself, but oftentimes I don't remember offhand how to do anything. Especially off the top of my head without actually going through it visually. And that's just because when you're playing hundreds of games, it's hard to literally keep track, right? It's like NBA comes out. Bam, let's talk about it. Get all the points that need to be mentioned. Get it out of the way. Next. Then it's like Madden football. Then it's hockey. Then it's wrestling. Then it's the new Assassin's Creed, the new Call of Duty. Now it's Skull and Bones. And Holy shit. Like, it doesn't end. Then we had Suicide Squad just come out. I bought that game too. Made a few videos on. And then it's just like boom, 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 right? It's just like one thing after another, so it's hard to keep up. So that's why sometimes you'll have what I call a one-trick pony, and it works for them, where you'll have a YouTuber and it's just baseball. They don't even mention or utter the word basketball or anything else, right? Anyways, yeah, and I do like kind of being all over the place because it's a part of my personality. I just enjoy playing multiple different games, but trying not to get too crazy. But even if I do crazy, I find a game that comes out, I talk about it, I focus on it, I try to make a mini series on it, 5 to 10 videos, talk about what I need to talk about. And then once I feel like I'm done, next, because there's always going to be a new shiny game to play, right? I've spent 20 hours on Conan Exiles doing dungeons with my friends, and it was a hilarious blast. I was putting down dragons with a couple of swings and the snazziest set. That's cool. You see, for me, I played Conan Exiles, and I thought it was a cool game, but it didn't grab me by the balls like World of Warcraft, Ark Survival, or any other game I played. That's not because it's necessarily a bad game, in my opinion. It's just a thing. Again, only 24 hours in a day. There isn't 56 hours in a day. Right? So I have to really nitpick at what game I'm going to play. And when I play a game, I always try to look at, is there another game I would rather play? And then if there is, even if it's tried, tested, and true, been there, done that, and it's over, I'll go back to it if I enjoy the gameplay loop that much, right? Kind of like The Witcher 3. It's not like Conan in the least, but for a third-person action-adventure game, right, I could end up comparing the two and going, oh my god, I've beaten Witcher. I'm in New Game Plus. I'm maxed out, level 100. I'd just rather just roam around on my horse and just find a random spot to go and fight. There's nothing to do. There's no new armor sets, no weapons I need, nothing. I literally need nothing from The Witcher 3. But I'll still go back to it and dump hundreds of hours into it just because I like the world, the color palette, the atmosphere, the music, whatever, right? And I have it on such a high difficulty as well that if I'm not careful, I can make that game almost harder than Dark Souls in the sense that I get hit once or twice, I'm dead. So if there's like 2 or 3 little raggedy-ass random hounds that mean nothing, I can get my ass beat by those pretty damn fast. Whereas in Dark Souls, when you get so strong, right, there's going to be enemies that don't do that. So now I'm making my own parallels that may not make sense between playing The Witcher 3 and, let's say, a game like Elden Ring. They're not the same game, but one game still gives me the fulfillment that I look for, that I can eliminate Elden Ring. Elden Ring, to me, in one section of the map, it's too hard. The other sections, it's too easy. The Witcher 3 has a toggle, for example. Enemy scaling. Doesn't matter where you go, doesn't matter the enemy, you will get Goomba stomped if you're not careful. I look for that in a game. Same thing with Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Kind of rambling on all over the place, but that's why it's called Game and Chat, right? I try to end my streams with a little bit of chatting. But yeah, so anyways, kind of going off all over the place, but I'm trying to share my thought process behind what makes me pick a game over another, even if they're not related, right? Because again, Witcher 3, Elden Ring. There's very, very few, if any, similarities between them other than they're a third-person game and you roam around and you slice shit up. That's just, you know what I mean? I'll go back in AC Mirage and AC Unity for the takedowns. Oh, yeah. So I actually delete, and again, it's not an insult towards the game. Now that I'm going on about what I'm talking about here, I actually deleted Assassin's Creed Mirage. I can just go back to it. I can download it at any time. That's not really that big of a deal. For me, it was just one of those things where it was a great game. I loved traveling around AC Mirage. Great game, great combat. It can be pretty difficult. But there was something about AC Mirage for me, and I can't quite put my finger on it. I'm actually just gonna... I'm not even in the game. Like, I switched my screen over so I could see. Does that one say... I can't even tell which one. Whatever, I'll just leave it there. Doesn't matter. Something was lacking for me in AC Mirage, and I don't know what it is. Maybe it was a little bit more calm. I don't know. I can't even put my finger on it. I hate the fact that you brought that game up in a way, because it's such a great game, but there's only so many games I can fit on my PlayStation. I already have a 2 terabyte on top of the 1 terabyte it came with, or the 667 gigabyte it came with. I can also only have so many games, and what stresses me out is when I look at a list of games on my computer, and I just can't do it. Like, if the list is too big, I get overwhelmed. So what I've done is I got an old iPhone that I use, like a cheap little iPod, and that's what I actually use as my Stream Deck, because this is free. And I have a list of all the games that I like, but that I've actually deleted off my PlayStation, so that when I look at my list, my library, I only have, 30, 40 games. So I still love, like, Generation Zero, Witcher, Assassin's Creed, Valhalla. You know what I mean? Now this game, and, like, it adds up. Then I got my wrestling game, my basketball game, my football game, because I love sports. I've got my Need for Speed. I've got my SnowRunner, because those are 2 totally different games. Then I've got the New Crew, because that's an online racer, like Forza. And next thing you know, I've got like 100 games on my PlayStation. That's fucking insane. Anyway, so I've had to make some tough decisions, and it's like, I don't need... I also have Assassin's Creed Odyssey on my PS5, but it's on my PS4 drive or whatever, my external SSD. So I've got Assassin's Creed Odyssey, for me, one of the greatest Assassin's Creed ever, for what I look for in an AC game. And I still have Valhalla. So having a third Assassin's Creed to just keep going to, oh, holy shit, man. I'm just like, I don't need 3 Assassin's Creed games. Every time I play Mirage, and I enjoy Mirage, I'm thinking, no offense, I would enjoy just playing more Odyssey. I have it on the highest difficulty again, max level, got practically all the weapons, but the infinite bounty hunters that come and hunt you all over the world. Biggest AC map in the history, too. Doesn't mean it's a better game. There's always danger. And it's crazy, those bounty hunts. So anyway, so I play that. I still play Valhalla, all the different maps, the DLCs, that I'm like, at no point do I play AC Valhalla or AC Odyssey, and I think to myself, man, I really miss Mirage. If that makes any sense. Great game again, but yeah. I wish they'd do another city like Jorvik from Valhalla, yeah, but less Scandinavian and more Germanic in architecture, if that makes sense. Yeah, I know a little bit about what you mean. Yeah. But yeah, so that's my thing. Like I said, there's just so many games, and it drives me insane. And I can only play and cover so many. And I have to at times make that difficult decision of, yeah, this is a fun game, but so is this one, so is that one. And then delete, 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 right? Last game I'll mention, and then I'm done. Spider-Man, Miles Morales. And the new Spider-Man 2. Morales 2, if you want to call it that, for the lack of a better term. There are things about Miles Morales that I actually liked more. The fighting combination moves of actual Miles Morales in the game Miles Morales is actually not the same punch and kick combo as Miles Morales in Spider-Man 2. And so my OCD kicks in, so I can't play Miles Morales. I have to play Peter Parker. But if I'm playing Miles Morales, I have to play Miles Morales, which I like that one more than Peter Parker. Then you could change the weather, the time of day. There's all these like little things that you can do in Miles Morales that you actually can't even do in Spider-Man 2. But 2, the map's bigger, slightly more fluid, to swing around a bit faster. Again, same thought process. Am I really gonna hold on to 2 practically identical Spider-Man games just because the old one allowed me to change the weather? As much as I like that, because I always play Spider-Man Miles Morales at night while it's a snowstorm. Can't do that in the new one because it's not winter. It's not Christmas time, right? So, anyways. So that's another game I had to cut. Didn't really want to, but I felt like it was good to do. So, yeah. Well, it's been nice seeing you again. And I'm always around, right? I'm always on, like, my Twitter and stuff like that, too. If people ever had to reach out or be like, hey, I was thinking of buying this game. Did you try it? Did you even hear of it? Whatever. So I am easy to get a hold of that way. Or just through a regular comment on YouTube, yes. But I don't always get those because even though my streams aren't popular, as we could see, you'd actually be amazed how many daily comments I get. And I'm not exaggerating. Like, if I don't check my YouTube comments for even a week, I'm looking at near 100 comments. Like clockwork for the past half decade. I'm always getting comments, whether it's just thank you, how do I do this, do you know about that? All the time. It's hard to keep up, and I don't get notified on all of them, right? Twitter, though, I'm not Justin Bieber. I'm not Taylor Swift. It's very easy for me to see when somebody messages me on there, right? Because nobody messages me on there. You hear how people say stealth is incentivized in Mirage. I played on normal, and all fights were a cakewalk except for the bounty hunter. Yes, and their disrespectful attack. Yeah. Yeah, I played it on the hardest difficulty, like post-game, once I was done the game and I was just roaming around looking for fights. Yeah, those bounty hunters can be wild. Like I said, I love the game. Sometimes I do miss it a little bit. But I just go back to Valhalla and Odyssey, and I get my needs fulfilled. Same thing with Far Cry 5 and 6. 5 is still my favorite Far Cry. With the whole Montana, Joseph Seed vibe. Even post-game, it's a lot of fun. I did not kill on New Game Plus on the hardest difficulty the 2 brothers. Faith you have to kill to proceed, but the 2 brothers I didn't. So there's an infinite loop where there's always enemies in 2 of the 3 zones. And just, again, the driving, the atmosphere, love it. 6 in many ways is better in some ways. But the whole vibe of it, there's just something about... I still haven't finished Far Cry 6. I still haven't done it. I'm trying to force myself to go through it to see if I'm going to find something that I'm not finding. And again, it's going to be the same thing with that one. If I don't get what I want out of that game, even though it's been a long time since it's been out, I am going to delete Far Cry 6 even if I don't finish it, and I'll just stick with 5. I finished 5 like 3 or 4 times, and I've probably got close to 1,000 hours in that game. Like in total. Right? Is it a better game? For me, it is. But again, everybody's a little bit different, right? Like for what they look for out of a game. But yeah. I am going to get going. I think I streamed for over an hour. Well, there you go. That's around the time at max that I like to stream. Gotta have some lunch. Now, live streaming, I don't know what I'm going to do this next. Like I said, I was like, oh, maybe I'll get like 10 people in my stream. Yeah, no. I don't think that'll ever happen. Maybe on my wrestling one, because my wrestling channel, I just do wrestling. I get more daily views on my day-to-day videos on my wrestling channel with 1,200 subs than I do on this channel with almost 30,000 subs. And I've only been at my other one for a year. But my other one's not making me any money. $25 a month. Right? I made over $400 on this channel my first frickin' month I was monetized. Right? So, yeah. So I'm always around, like I said, I'm always uploading, doing that stuff. Live streams, honestly, as much as I do enjoy them, I probably won't do them too much. But I might try to do them once or twice a month, which is better than once or twice a year. Right? Maybe do them on a Sunday afternoon kind of thing. I love Far Cry 5, but the more I play, the more the idea of an extremist cult taking over the land scares me. Oh, yeah. That's actually kind of what I liked about Far Cry 5. That, and I've spoken with, oh my god, how the hell am I forgetting his name? I'm so tired. I've been up for quite a few hours already. The actor that plays Joseph Seed. He was on Twitter for a while, and we'd sometimes chit-chat a little bit. He lives in Toronto, not too far from me. And he's just a really nice guy. I like his acting and stuff like that. His voiceovers in the games as Joseph Seed, the father. So maybe I'm a little bit biased, but overall, I don't know. I just kind of liked it because that stuff can actually happen, I suppose. It's the exploration, too. I never got lost in Far Cry 5. I've gotten lost in Far Cry 6. What? I don't like this island shit. There's too many islands and too many ups and downs, and there's no road to go up here, or there is, but now I have to get off my car and go on a horse. I don't know. It rubbed me the wrong way. But I do see where they made some improvements in the game, but ultimately, like I said, I've never finished the game. I don't even know if I ever will. I've never finished Skyrim. I've never finished Fallout. Should I be publicly announcing that? But again, I'm not saying anything good or bad about Skyrim. That's a kind of a different story as to why I never finished that one. I'll share it and then I gotta go. So Skyrim is actually kind of funny for me. I first got Skyrim when it was on PC, and my PC was a potato, couldn't really play it, but I stuck with it for quite a few months, dumped dozens and dozens and dozens of hours into it, like a lot of people have with Skyrim. Love that game. Then it came out on console. Well, it was already on console, but then I got a console, and I wanted to focus on console because I just thought it was simpler. That's another story for another day. So I got it on PlayStation 3, Skyrim. So then I had to start over for obvious reasons. Then I got so far. Then something happened. I think I got it on PC again. Or I went back to PC because then I got a better PC. Something like that. And I lost my save file because it was a new PC. Didn't back it up to the cloud. Whatever. So I had to start over again. Then it came out on what was at the time current gen. Xbox One, PS4. Then they came out with the mods. I got it on PS4, started playing the shit out of that because that's my main choice, Sony over Xbox, no offense for me, even though I have both. But then I found out that Xbox had better mod support. So then I went to Xbox One. I had to start over again. Holy fuck. So I've started over Skyrim probably like half a dozen times that I just kind of got burnt out always playing the same shit. And in conclusion, the reason I never finished Skyrim is not because I don't think it's not worth the time. It's not because I don't think it's a good game. It's because my OCD took over in Skyrim with the mods. The thing that drove me batshit fucking crazy with Skyrim is it didn't give me what I wanted. Witcher 3 does it. Assassin's Creed does it. It's level scaling. I don't like walking over and going like that and poof, 100 enemies are dead. And then I walk somewhere else and I get my ass handed to me. I don't like that shit, right? Either your dagger can cut my throat or it can't. So for me, I've never liked that shit. And then people will say, well, then how can you like an RPG game with level scaling? It takes away the sense of progression. No, it doesn't. You get better loot. You get some fancy enchants on your weapons. There's debuffs that you can do with them. You usually have a plethora, a cornucopia of extra skills at your disposal. So now you can approach a fight in a different way. Maybe you can, I don't know, stealth now a little bit better. Maybe you can do a distraction shot. Makes them turn around. You can ambush them a little bit better. They're still going to kick your ass if you're not careful. But you have all these extra tools at your disposal that you didn't have before. The enemies are just as tough, but you have a myriad of different ways of approaching the situation. To me, that's my sense of progression, if that makes any sense. But I'm definitely on board with having level scaling as an optional toggle. Like in Witcher 3, like in most Assassin's Creed games, except for Mirage, because there's just no levels, period, right? And to me, when you do that, you cater to everybody. Everyone. Literally everyone. Skyrim, I spent more time looking for mods than I did playing the game. And then my OCD got fucking out of control. And I just couldn't handle it. I couldn't find a way to have all the enemies scale. And it just drove me crazy, restarting the game, as I shared with you about half a dozen times over the years, that I just essentially got burnt out. And then Witcher 3 came out. All these Assassin's Creed came out with the level scaling and all that option. It gave me what I needed. I never needed to go back to Skyrim. So, again, not a knock at the game. Skyrim was simply too big for me, but I forced myself through the early parts of the Fallout. New Vegas, yeah, to finally feel comfortable. You remember the intro of Assassin's Creed Unity? Yeah, with the cool-looking assassin. Yes, Thomas de Camillo in medieval Paris. Oh, yeah. They need to make a game about him. Yeah, that would be cool. And I also really liked that one where there was co-op. I think that, if correct me if I'm wrong, the only Assassin's Creed in history that had co-op, and I actually partook in it. I'm not usually known as a social person to play co-op games with people, but I played Unity co-op, if that was the one that had the co-op, where you were in Paris. And it was cool. I really, really enjoyed that. But yeah, anyways, I could talk all day, and as we could tell by the current viewers, nobody wants that. I'm going to go for lunch. But yeah, it was nice chatting again. For sure. Like I said, I wouldn't do this if I didn't enjoy it. And I may try to slightly get more into it. Maybe, like I said, a couple times a month, just to kind of keep in the loop. And maybe keep it to like a Saturday. Probably not a Saturday, actually, because I cover my wrestling from the night before SmackDown. Maybe like a Sunday. Maybe this could be a little bit more of a regular thing than sporadically every 2 years. Even though I know that the performance of my live streams will not change ever. I'll probably stick with that. Just for the sake of it. But yeah. Alright, as always, I'm on Twitter, X. I call it Twitter because at the end of the day, at the end of the night, in the URL at the top, it effing says twitter.com. So I'm calling it Twitter. Plus, it just sounds cooler. Right? You two, take it easy. And maybe I'll see you next time. Now I just have to remember how to end the stream. Right here. Boom.